Hello everybody, how are we all? Paul79 here. I hope you're safe and well. Hope you've all had good weeks. I had quite a busy one, quite tired this weekend now. It's Saturday. It's really hot in the UK. Everyone in the UK will be having a barbecue this weekend. But yeah, it's good. It's nice to have some decent weather. Yeah, I had a busy week at work. Did a charity day on Thursday where I went and did DIY. Building furniture, painting rooms and corridors. It was really good fun, really enjoyed myself. Quite messy. Haven't done painting for a long time. But no, that was all good. What else been happening? Oh, right, so I finally sorted the broken bolts that are in my engine block. So a very nice guy called Brad. Hello, Brad. You all right, mate? From a company called Threadworks. Rung him up, sent him a few photos. Come round. Only took him about an hour. But yeah, jacked the car up and he drilled them out. He basically drilled through the bolt and then collapsed it in on itself. So here you go, here's the remainders of the bolts, that come out there. Thought I'd show you them. So that's all good. So what I can do now is I can start putting all the exhaust back together. Got to get some more of these gaskets because I was going to clean them up, but I thought, let's put new ones on. So I'll sort of start doing that next week. So yeah, big shout out to Brad. Thank you, mate, for doing that. That's something that I couldn't have managed, and he did it really quickly as well, only an hour or so. So that's all good. Who else? Shout out to a very good friend of mine at work, Ella. I've got a lot to thank Ella for because she was she basically puts up with me messaging her every time I get another 10 subscribers. So yeah, every time we have another 10, send her a message and she's always like, oh, that's really good, well done. And yeah, she was the one that said I should you know, interact a bit more. I'm sure I mentioned that before on past videos, but yeah, no, it's really good. It's nice having a chat, isn't it? So big shout out to Els. But also I'm giving her father a shout out. So his name's Julian and he sounds like a man after my own heart. He's handy with the old spanners and that. Els tells me that he's refurbished a Land Rover, so that's fantastic. I would love to see that. So big shout out to Julian, or Big J as he is known. So yeah, hope you're doing okay. So what else? What are we going to do today? Okay, so it's Saturday and I've got a barbecue later. So I thought I'd actually try and do some car work. So what I'm doing today is I'm just gonna actually go through step by step how I do the boot latch on the rear of the car, because this kit's great. It takes the original Boxster boot latch and repositions it in a different place, and you get brackets with the kit, etc, etc. And it's quite a nice little job because I'm sort of easing myself back into it really, because I haven't really been doing a lot at all, as you will know. So this is a nice little job, 2 hours max, not too strenuous, etc, etc. So if you know that a weekend's coming up and you're not going to have much time to work on your car, that's one of those jobs you can tick off the list. So it's all sort of put in place now, but obviously I haven't actually got the boot fully secured on the actual car, but you know, getting all of that that boot lock in place is quite a nice job. It's quite enjoyable, not too difficult, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I'll see you in a bit. Take care, bye bye. Right, so the boot latch. So this is my car. This is what we're looking at. We can see we got a big metal plate here, and you can see this thing here is the original boot latch. So where my hand is right now would have been a rubber seal, which is where the original Boxster boot would have come down onto and clicked into place there. So what you can see here, you've got this sort of white thing. That's the unit to release the boot, you know, when you use the key or the thing inside the car, the switch. This piece of wire is the emergency release, yeah. So we'll talk about that later, but you need to be able to access that from underneath the car in case you can't open your boot. And yeah, all we simply are going to do is we're going to unbolt this. You can see it's bolt with these two grey bolts there, and we're going to raise it up and we're going to put it here. So part of the kit is you get this bracket, right? The idea is and also this rear bracket has these two slots, and the idea is you bolt that unit to here so it sits higher. So then when the RS lid comes down and you use the original catch, it fits into place. So pretty simple really. So I've unbolted this latch, yeah, that used to be in there, right? The issue you have, well, not an issue, but God, it's not moving. Okay, so that obviously that's your electrics to power the lock, and that connects to that thing. The issue you have at the moment is it's mounted so it's inside the boot of the Boxster, and we need to get it outside and go here. The other thing is this this wire here, which is the emergency release boot at the moment, strap at the moment, it goes, you can see it here, and it goes through a hole. Where is it? Somewhere there. It goes through a hole with a grommet. Here is the grommet, yeah, and then out here, and it's actually, so you can see the wire here, yeah, it's actually, then there's a loop and it's actually secured to the exhaust heat shield. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to keep it there as it is, but what I want to do is relay the wire so it goes underneath this bit here and not inside the boot there. So all I'm going to do, we've got a little clip here, I'm going to take that clip off and then take that wire out and refeed it so it all works. And then this bit I was talking about, this is sort of the module to make the boot open from the key. You see you have this pre-drilled hole in your kit, right? That bolts underneath this metal, all right? Just needs a long bolt to then secure it so it sits there. Right, so that bracket I was talking about, I bolted that in just loosely. The emergency release cable, so what I've done is you can see it's running there, and I've run it underneath this plate now and reconnected it up along with this piece. So the next job is to mount that to there. Right, so it's mounted in place. So I've got the bracket, a couple of little Allen bolts there that hold the bracket. I reused the bolts that attached the original boot lock inside the boot. You can't take those washers off, unfortunately. They're sort of pre-fitted to the bolts, and then I've just got washers on the other side with nuts. I will probably swap them all out for black bolts, or spray them black. All this area will be sprayed black by the body shop anyway. So what I've got here then is I've got the quick release cable. What I actually had to do is I had to take it off again, and I like to thread it through this hole here, which is just an old mounting point, I think, from the original Boxster lights. But you see, there you go. So you've got your cable that is just free, and if I pull on that, you can see that releases the boot. All right, so the next thing we need to do is these wires, these three connectors. That's actually for the spoiler, right? The you know, the Boxster spoiler. What we need to do is we need to do some wiring there to trick the Boxster to thinking that the spoiler is still connected. And then these two are to do with our locking thing, right? One of those goes into this wire, yeah, and then the other one goes into the white thing. Didn't talk about the white thing. I don't even know what that is called, but you see this bolt here, I was talking about that hole. So I've got a nice long bolt, and there's the white thing there. I'll lift the car up at the end so you can see what I mean. But yeah, so that's just now supported underneath that metal bit. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is take this sleeving off, separate these wires so then I can thread these two smaller ones through. See this wire here? That's for my rear number plate lights. There's a lovely big fat grommet there, so I'm going to poke them through here so then they can go underneath the they come outside the car again and then go and connect to the boot lock. Right, so I've taken that casing off. Don't even know where it's gone now. Yeah, all of this, right? So those three sort of connectors, the rear spoiler and then the two for the boot, they were all sort of sheathed together. So I've sort of separated them now. So what I'm going to do is on these two, which I need to take outside the car, I'm going to recover them with amalgamation tape to keep them waterproof. All right. Right, so that's done. So the boot lock latch is in place. It's not tightened up because I'm going to need to adjust it a lot when I actually put the boot on. The quick release cable, emergency release cable is there. You can see there's your big grommet, right? So that wire is the rear number plate lights. These are the two wires that connect to the white thing under there, and then the boot latch there. They've come through there. You can't really see, but there's that white thing that's connected to that, and I've zip tied it all up. I'm not going to get the car up again. Might put another zip tie there, just keep it nice and neat. That's about it really. So what I will do when the car's painted, I'm fitting it up. Once this is all adjusted and where it needs to be, I'll make a little plate like that out of metal, and you know, just stick it on to, you know, finish it up. But you know, I just made that for the video. So yeah, that's about it really. So from the inside, you can see there's this grommet that feeds those two wires out. This is the old spoiler wire, which I'm going to do next. Actually, I just need to look it up how I did it last time. You just need to connect a couple of wires together to trick it. But yeah, that's about it. So I've got to go and sort the barbecue out now. Okay, so the spoiler, right? So the Boxster spoiler, this is how it's connected, right, with this connection here. And as you stripped your car, you would have noticed there were actuators to make it go up and down, and there was a big unit, blah blah blah. Now, good friend of mine, David K, we both did GT3s, so that was on the 986 Boxster, and he devised a way to, because you took all the spoiler off, it was annoying because on the dashboard the warning light kept coming up saying it's not connected, which we don't like warning lights, especially when you don't have the actual thing anymore. So he worked out a way, so full credit to Dave, of how to override it and trick the Boxster into thinking that it's still connected. Now he did it on a 986, and I cannot remember whether I did it on mine. I probably did, but he worked out that there are a couple of relays under this area of the car that you need to take out, two brown relays, and then on this connector you need to connect the brown and that second one in, that white and grey one. Okay, now this isn't a 986, it's a 987, and I did the same thing when I was building the white one out the front, and I swear I didn't take the relays out. I don't remember doing that, but I do remember just putting a jumper in, right? So all you can do it in various ways, right? So all I've got is I made a little wire with some pins, and I'm going to connect the two and leave it at that. So there you go. So that's all I've done. I literally connected the brown, which I'm assuming is an earth, and the second one there, which is a white and grey wire, like that. Thing is, I can't test it. I can't even start the car at the moment because it's got no exhaust, got no dashboard in. So I'm just going to leave it like that. But at least I've now, because I've done this video, I've got evidence of it. And all I'm going to do is then put the plastic bag on that. I'll label it up. old Boxster spoiler. When that time comes and the car's painted, which will be a couple of years I reckon at this rate, we'll see if that works. Okay, right, there you go. So it's in there. I've labelled it up, Boxster spoiler. I'm just going to leave that wire there. That'll sit behind the trim anyway, when the car's finished. But yeah, I'm just going to forget about it now. So we'll have to report back in a couple of years to see whether that was the thing that worked. Because I'm not going to... Mind you, I might put the speedo back in. So that could work. I could put the speedo back in. Probably going to do that anyway and connect the button or the control unit that feeds, that does the spoiler, and see if it works. But we'll leave that for another day. Alright, see you later. So there you go. That's all done. Pleased with that. Took me about 2.5 hours it was. You know, I didn't plan to also do that spoiler thing, the spoiler override, but yeah, hopefully that works, touch wood. But you know, if it doesn't, we'll still be able to sort that out. So yeah, next week I hope to, or next week, oh no, next Saturday I'm going to a car show on the Saturday, all day, taking the white one. So that'll be good. I'll do a video of that. But I think the next thing I really want to do is get that exhaust back together. So at least I can start the car up and see what it sounds like, because I'm really excited about that. So, but as for me now, I am, got the in-laws coming round in a minute, and we're going to fire up the old barbecue. Bought myself a Weber. Yeah, so like I said, the whole of the UK is having a barbecue this weekend, so I'm going to be in charge, obviously. I'm going to cook myself a steak. Never cooked steak on a barbecue before, so I'm going to have a nice steak and chips, I think. So so that'd be nice. And then tomorrow I've got to go and do a massive long list of DIY for me mum, because I haven't seen her for a while, and she's been stacking the jobs up for me. Hi mum. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to do that. So I think that's it for the car work this weekend. Oh well, at least I got something done. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.